Hi, welcome back to another episode of EcoWarrior. Here is Alessia from Ecotourism Bali, and today I'm here with the manager of PlastikDetox, Jayanthi. Hi, Dewey.
Hi, Alisa.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. And how about you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. So first of all, thank you so much for taking part to this interview and for your time. It is a true honor for Ecotourism Bali to be here today. And yes, would you like to spend a few words about yourself? Let our audience introduce who you are.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Jayanthi. You can call me Dwi. I'm from Bali. I'm a Balinese. Right now, I work as a manager in PlastikDetox, and I have twins daughters. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And talking about the company instead, so PlastikDetox. From the name, we can already have an idea, have a picture in our mind what it's about, so surely waste management. But would you like to introduce our audience to the activity? What is PlastikDetox?
PlastikDetox is a movement. We encourage the small businesses to reduce single-use plastics. Since 2012, PlastikDetox has been trusted as partners from the small businesses. Our goal is prevent single-use plastic waste at the source, and we also empowered by volunteers who willing to do this campaign or the movement here in Bali and Indonesia.
Really nice. Yeah, I think it is really interesting that you point out waste reduction in particular, because from what we know, talking about waste management often include the idea that waste reduction is often something neglected, even though it's really important, because it is through that we can really tackle the problem from the source, and that's what PlastikDetox is doing, which is amazing. So
Thank you.
We say that the starting point when PlastikDetox was founded was induced by the pollution problem here in Bali, which is something massive. And would you tell us more about it? Like, how is pollution tarnishing the image of Bali as the island of gods?
Yeah, as we know that about the waste pollution, especially for the plastic pollutions that really harmful for our environment, right? So actually, I want to share about how the small businesses willing to start to doing to reducing use plastic actually, because when we talk about how's the waste that actually make up many problems to our life, I think everyone already know. So that's why I want to share about and say thank you to our members. There are cafes and restaurants who are already doing with this movement. They start about their curiosity about how do they can reduce the plastic waste from their businesses. So that's why PlastikDetox comes. First, we give them inspirations, and the second one, we give them technical guidance, and the third one, we give them training to their staff and also management level. Yes.
So you guide really good the business through all this transitional path, which is no easy thing to translate from non-being sustainable to actually change the way you run the business. And
yes, that's very challenging. Not every businesses, when they ask us to help us to do the PlastikDetox, help us to reduce our single-use plastic. No, every business is ready to start at that time. It needs to transitions. It's like a month or 3 months, so we can discuss it more. We search which one they want to start to reduce it first. As a PlastikDetox, give them about the 4 items about 4 items of single-use plastic they should reduce Number one is plastic straws.
Okay.
Number two is plastic bags. Number three is styrofoam, and the fourth one is mineral water bottles and from a plastic. So we ask them which one they want to start first, and if they already wants to four of that items, that's very nice. That's very good. Yeah. Please don't be don't be doubt to ask us about that. Don't be hesitant to ask us if the owners of the level of managers want to jump in to reducing single-use plastic for their businesses.
Okay.
Some of the businesses just fear to start, but little step it can give big impact, right?
Of course. Yeah, it's a step-by-step process, and with a guidance, it is really possible to reach concrete
that's
goals.
really
right?
possible.
Yeah.
Currently, we have 34 small businesses doing with us, not only in Bali, but also in Java and Sumatra. Yeah.
And that's really nice that you are involving different parts of Indonesia and not only Bali. It means that actually the interest in this kind of transition is growing in time. And I wanted to ask if during the years that you've been running this activity, have you noticed an increasement in interest by the small businesses and the businesses you work with to transit? Like, did you notice some kind of change? Yeah.
Yes. After we have regulations from our governors and also from the leaders of the city, and currently we also have regulation from the ministers and the public. The public starts to aware about what's the important to reducing this plastic. So it's really helped us to approach more small businesses to join with us, to say that this movement is very beneficial for them, because what? Not only for the environment, but also for the economics and also for social, right? For the economic, they can save their money if they don't provide any plastic bags, for the example, right?
Okay.
So we can imagine that how much money that they can save, and the other one for the socials. For the example that I really adore when the small businesses really appreciates their customers when they bring their own lunchbox or bring their own tumblers to pick up their food and drink. And the small businesses will get discount, will give the discount to their customers. And the socializations about these campaigns, it can be the others, shape, like if you bring your lunchbox and tumbler, you will get a discount. So this is encourage our customers to do the same what the small businesses want to reduce single-use plastic. This customer also willing to do, and this movement, it will get the goals about that plastic waste problems.
I see.
Yes.
So yeah, we can really say that it is a win-win action, because not only nature is benefiting from it, but also people who support this kind of activity can see really positive effects on their business and under the money, financial aspect and social aspect, which is great, really. And so, as you mentioned before, you involve a lot of volunteers in your activity, and which I think is another really important signal that let us understand how people are becoming really conscious of how the problem is rising in time, and means that they want to make the difference. They want to be the people helping through this. So would you tell us more about the volunteers?
Yeah, sure. I'm so very happy to have our volunteers. Currently, we have more than 100 volunteers who already joined with our movement since 5 years ago. I opened that. We open a volunteers if you willing to work with us, yes, we open for them. And we always open for recruitment of our volunteers every year in January, actually. And we start to interview them and train them. And from that, we have the core of volunteers. That is like, currently we have 16, because I say that 100 before, because we have alumni of volunteers, right? Because this happened 5 years ago. Every year, so we open again, and currently we have a core volunteers, like 16 volunteers. They help us to run these organizations. Because what? Because this organization have 3 divisions. Number 1, organization divisions. So the coordinator of this division is the volunteers. He or she manage all of the volunteers, like human resource development, right? Yeah. Because we work with human, we make sure they feel comfort work with us, and make sure their what's their what is their dream or target to doing with us. And after a years, they will evaluate and do they get the goals about how do they start doing with us as a volunteers. And the second one, division of creative and social media, right? We do so many activities about campaign reducing use plastic. When we visit our member, the small businesses, right, the cafes and restaurants, they will ask us about would you like to share or promote their movement to the social medias, and to the reels of any videos. And this is the division of creative and social media will do that. And the third one is program divisions. Program division has 2 subdivisions: strategic division, strategic subdivisions, and business engagement subdivisions. So these programs generally work for all of the program plan in a years, and they create the big program is like a festival, PlastikDetox festival, that's already held in August. Yeah, last week actually. Yeah, the 3 of these divisions run by volunteers. Yeah, here in the organization we only have 2 staffs. I am and the other friends, and the others are volunteers.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really nice to see how the power of willingness can really bring an organization that far. I mean, arriving at planning an event festival, thanks to all these people who are really passionate, I guess, about what they do. And
I saw that our volunteers learn a lot about their activity here in PlastikDetox, especially for run the festival, right? So I hope that our volunteers get what do they want from these organizations. Want to learn about the not only for environment issues, but only about the leadership, and also about the networking, and the other things that and also about the scientific research. We also do that.
Yeah, it's a really nice opportunity for young people, especially, and whoever has a passion for this matter, I think. So yeah, and you mentioned about this festival, and what is about? What's going on there?
Yes, this idea about the PlastikDetox festival actually come from our volunteers.
Yeah,
2 years ago.
Okay.
When our volunteers told me and the other friends, we should have the unique things that PlastikDetox campaigns to tell to the public. So that's why this festival happened. last year and also this year's. This festival aims to gather the governments, small businesses, and also society. So we do the best practices about how to run the festival without single-use plastic packaging waste.
Yeah.
So that's why I can say this held successfully because I can say that we brave to start this not like the other festival. We start this by, if the people come, they should bring their own lunchbox or tumblers, or if they don't have to, they can deposit it in the festival. We provide that like a plates, fork, spoon, glasses, and bowl, and they can deposit there. They bring it to our tenants or our other people who sell their food there, and yeah, they experience that. We want to educate that if we believe that if we have the patience to share it more about the campaign to reduce single-use plastic, it can be happen. It can be happen, and I'm surprisingly so many people support us from the sponsors, media, and also the others community, and also the governments really support us, appreciate us, and I hope it can be happen for the next year again.
Yeah, I think great. That's great because, yeah, actually, what happens in this festival is the essential step that any activity needs to really put themselves out there. I mean, the collaboration between the public and the private. So we have the government, the businesses, and the society. That really, these are the core elements that need to be involved. And this is a really, really good initiative, I personally think. And yeah, talking instead about the substitution of a single-use plastic products. How does it work? Like, is there any cases or scenarios in which you think, here it's really hard to change and to find a substitute? And if so, how do you solve that?
Yeah, good questions. We always say that to our members, if they want to reduce single-use plastics, it's not only for substitutes. That is not only for search the other alternative, right? Because we tell them about which products that cheap for them, cheap for them, and nearby to the source nearby their businesses, and the third one can be compost. So the three principles that we always say to them, we let the small businesses to think by themselves. So that's why we don't provide, this product, you can use this. No.
Okay.
Because every cafes and restaurant have their own needs, have their own adaptation about the products that maybe fit to their businesses. For the examples, one of cafes willing to use stainless steel straws. Okay, you can do that. And the other cafe, I don't want to use a stainless steel straw. I want to use a papaya straws for the papaya steam straws for the examples. Yeah, they can do that. And they know where the source to get that and how to maintain of that, and they know their own self, but how to manage their small businesses well, right? Well on the financials, well on how to communicate with the customers, and well in how their staff can maintain that products as substitutes of that single-use plastic.
Yes, I see. Yeah, it's really important to go in this way because, as you said, every business, every activity is different and they have their own needs. So it's important to have this perspective. And I was wondering, are there any products that you would define as best sellers as a substitute for like plastic? Like any products that are particularly liked by businesses, by customers?
Yeah. Unfortunately, not.
No.
No. Because what? Because when we talk about reducing use plastic, we talk about we start to prevent the waste, right?
Yeah.
So when we add more products to do that, it become the other waste, organic waste and unorganic waste. So that's why we want to implement about the reuse ecosystem.
Okay.
Reuse ecosystem, it means if they want to pick up the food or the drink, they need to bring it back to the businesses. So for the example, if one of our members, they sell juice, fresh juice. This fresh juice, they sell in bottles, and when the customer come, these bottles will bring to the customers, and the customer need to pay the deposits only 5,000, and then if they bring back the bottles, this deposit will be a cashback.
Yeah.
So for the next purchase, so we can reuse again, right? For the packagings, and that also happen for the other box maybe. So we want to start this actually for our small businesses.
Yeah.
It looks like very challenging, but I think it can be implemented well in the right time.
Of course, this is the right time to act and to change this. The use of products, like what you do is making the cycle life of a product longer, basically. And actually, since I come from Italy, I come from Europe, I feel I find a parallelism between your idea and what happens in Germany, because in Germany also, I think, is one of the countries that in Europe is more engaging with this kind of activities. Like also back there, you can go to a coffee shop, bring your old cup and reuse it. And it's something that all countries like should start thinking in this way. And for example, also my country, however, there we don't have like still the right regulations that allow us to do so. So yeah, I think it's a really forward-thinking idea and activity that we can follow through, actually. And yeah, so since we live in the digital era, I saw that PlastikDetox is really active also online, and that you offer trainings and some sort of online activities. Will you tell us more about that?
Yes, sir. In digital era, we start to campaign our single-use packaging, reducing single-use packaging issues into more of the businesses in Indonesia. So that's why you mentioned it about. We also train the small businesses in Java and also in Sumatra. We do it online actually, but hopefully we have time and we get fun to go there. But we do appreciate how do they want to join with us. We do appreciate that first. And in digital era, we also use the potential of the this platform to share more about what is the campaign is, and how do we also work with our volunteers, how do we work for the next future environment leaders, and also we share more about the stories, what the small businesses do to start their reducing single-use plastic. And also we have this best practice in Bahasa Indonesia. We share it free people who wants to read it more, they can access it on a link bio of Instagram, PlastikDetox Bali. Yeah.
Yeah. This is an amazing tool to actually follow through and start being.
Yes. We already launched this in August last month, and people who wants to know about the story of our members, how do they start their doing with a plastic detox, and what kind of the substitutes or alternative products they use to, and we analyze that through our interview with them, and also we provide any stories about our volunteers who really help us to make all of that campaign products this happen.
Yes. Nice. So sharing stories, involve people is really an important part of plastic detox, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So now talking instead about tourism, what is your impression of how tourism is run in Bali, and particularly about sustainable tourism? What's your opinion about that?
Yes, I think sustainable tourism is a very possible to do it in Bali. Because what? Because the blood of sustainable tourism in Bali, we call it Trihita Karana. Trihita Karana, it means we believe in God, we believe in the society, and we believe in our environments. We have interaction with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the tourism act their way into that value, can be beneficial for the tourism practical, and also for the Balinese, right? With the cultures, with the natures, because what? Because most of the Balinese people tend to the tourism. We can say that. So that's why sustainable tourism is very possible to do in Bali, and people who work on that tourism area just already starts to do that. And also the plastic detox also be a part of the sustainable tourism, right? Yeah.
Of course, because they both go in the same direction, and yeah, it's really still at its starts, I feel, but you need to start, to make the change. Do not be like scared to start something new. If you have the chances, this is the right time, actually. Yeah. And so, yeah, going to some more personal questions, if I may ask you, are you involved in other sustainable activities apart from Plastic Detox, like some other organizations, or?
My full time here in Plastic Detox, so many things to do to reach our goals to reducing the plastic to the small businesses. So that's why at my leisure time, I just spend my time to my family.
Yeah.
I think the 7 days in a week is very fast to me.
Yeah, the weeks fly.
Yes.
Actually, time flies. I see. Nice. So yeah, and talking about success and your view of success, if you have a specific one, because it is said that it is really important for everybody to set expectations before running any kind of activity. Otherwise, we would all feel unfulfilled in the end. So I wanted to ask you, what's your vision of success?
Wow, it's very deep questions. My definition of success is when I feel comfort on my heart. I feel comfort to my heart. I feel that myself, my family, and my surroundings feel happy about what's my achievement or what I do to my life. Yeah, that's called a success.
Yeah, I agree. To be happy, to be in peace with what you do is the greatest state to reach, and not easy. I personally think.
Not easy.
Yeah, right. It's no easy thing. And yeah, so another question has to do with challenges. So maybe while running this activity, you might have encountered some difficulties, some challenges. And so my question is, what do you do to overcome that? What's your strategy?
Always takes time to face your problems. So when I got the challenges, when I got the problems from many things that I do or I think, I always put the time to answer that question. So I can think clearly, I can read, and I can set what I can do for the next. So I don't want to act without my clear thinking about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no impulsive actions. It's better to just calm down and not put a while. Yeah, definitely important. Yes. Especially during these times when we are always so busy, hectic times, digital. We have all these notifications on, and so we are really overstimulated. So it's really important to stop and take time, of course. So yes, thank you, Dewey, for your contribution. It has been truly an honor to interview you and listening to you, and especially now that considering that the pollution problem is something really urgent, I think that it is really good what your activity is doing, which is tracing the right path to solve the problems at the core. And yeah, so terima kasih.
My pleasure.